Hi, I'm David and welcome to Leisure Bit, and today we're going to be moving the solar controller from the cupboard here because it gets a little bit warm in that cupboard when the sun's shining on the outside of the van and it's the top of the van and obviously heat rises. We're going to move it down below under the seat where it's a lot cooler. So let's go and get cracking. As you can see, it's the Victron 7515, which is 75 volts 15 amps, which is perfectly adequate for our solar controller. And we've got the solar feed comes in here and connects to the PV or photovoltaic, which is the panel, and then we've got a feed out that goes to the battery. There's also an output that you can use for a configurable load. So what we're going to do is basically remove it from here, extend these wires and hopefully run them through the van down underneath so we can then remount this near the battery where it's a lot cooler. So to do the job we're going to be using some solar cable, a couple of those long enough to feed down from the top round and to where we need it to go. We'll also use a bit of flexible conduits just to run the cables in to keep them tidy. We'll need some red and some black to feed back to the connection where it feeds into the leisure battery. We'll be using a bit of heat shrink just to seal the connections and make sure they're a good connection, and the heat shrink gun. We'll use the soldering iron just to finish off any connections as well, pliers to cut the wire, a screwdriver to take it off, and we'll use some tape just to mark up which connections specifically from the solar where the wires aren't coloured because just a black cable there to run through. So for the cable sizing I'm using 4mm squared on the red and black to connect back, which is perfectly adequate for my solar setup, which is, I think it's 160 watt solar panel or somewhere in that region, and I'm using 21mm square solar cable. And the reason I'm using that, it's the correct cable for doing solar. It's well insulated because you get higher voltages there, or you can do. So I'm using that one, but you could actually use smaller cable. Again, 4mm squared would be ideal, but this is what I had, so I'm going to use that one for the solar feed. And if you ever want to upgrade the solar, it just makes it easier to change out later because you've got more power carrying capability and the awkward jobs feeding the cable through. So let's get cracking. I'll also be changing the feed-in on the roof, which is a white connector to a grey or black connector, just to make it match in better from the outside because the white one stands out a little bit on the grey van, I think you'll agree. So I'll swap that over at the same time as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up the solar cable, and I'm just going to put a bit of red tape on to mark which one's the positive from the solar. Because we'll get confused later I'm sure when we feed it down. So just put a bit of tape around here just to mark up, and then we know that one's the positive. You can, if you want, obviously mark up the negative as well, but in this case what we'll do is we'll just find the other end of the cable as I cut this in into two pieces. Eventually find it, and I've got way more than I need. It's always worth having a little bit extra. Obviously you don't want to waste cable, it's expensive, but it's worth having just a little bit extra just to make sure you're not short, and then when you're finished you can shorten it down. There we go, that's the positive marked up on both ends, so we know which one's positive now, and the one unmarked is the negative from the photovoltaic panel on the roof. So my plan for routing the cables is to take it down the back, run it back down the panel here, and then bring it out underneath, which is either going to be a really easy route or it'll be a pain. So let's find out. I've actually got a cable here which runs to the vehicle battery, and I've disconnected that for now as I'm using a different route. And what I'm going to do is use that just to help feed through the solar cable down. What I'm going to do now is just remove the cushions and things just to clear up a bit of space, and then we'll take this off just to help us feed it down. So we'll just take a look now. I've removed the cushions. So we want to bring the wire down and bring it out down here somewhere, and then I want to connect in to here for the solar controller, and then so we'll bring the wires round here or round the back there, and that should give us a good connection through there. So what we'll do first is get these wires fed through, and we'll unscrew this panel just to make it easier. There we go, that's removed so we can get our hands in there. It's always worth being careful for sharp edges, as it makes sense to wear a pair of gloves if you're poking around, just so you don't cut your fingers. So I've pulled the trim off here, and then we can get behind there to feed the cable through. So managed to feed the cable through here. I used the old wire to pull it through just to make it a bit easier because we weren't going to use that one. And then down the side, and then it comes out here. So now I'm going to pop some plastic conduit on just to protect the cables so they don't rub on anything metal and work their way through. So what we'll do is we'll just feed the cable through the conduit, just pushing it through there, and then it'll slide up back in there, just protecting the cables. Pushes through nice and easy. Used I think it's 20mm conduit for this, not too big but plenty of room for the cables to slot into. When you feed in the wire through as well, push it to this end as well as pulling it, and it just stops it snagging. And once we've got it pulled through there like so, we can feed it back up. Again, if you push and pull it a little bit, see it moving up there as we go, and just make sure you keep the conduit flat. So there, now we've got the conduit through to here. See it there, and the wires therefore are protected against snagging on anything, and you can see it's run through here, and there's our wires coming out at the other end. To make the job easier, I'm just going to remove this panel here just so we can get in. Obviously depending on your van, depends what you need to remove and what trim and that sort of thing, but just to give you an idea. For the next bit of the job, we're going to cover the solar panel with a towel, just to stop any electricity flowing while we're working on it. There we go, that's done. I've taken this panel off as well and just undone at the bottom there. What I want to do is take these wires out that were put in. This isn't something I'd done, and there's actually a hole just beside here, and just kind of about there, which would be perfect. So I'm going to take it off and then drill a hole, and we're now going to cut the power to the solar panel. There we go, that's that cut off, and let's just double check everything's now disconnected. There we go. We're getting about 5 volts on the panel just because the panel's not completely covered up, but that's fine now to disconnect because the majority of it is, so we're not going to get any big voltages or currents. Ideally you should fully cover it up. You also need a slot screwdriver, which we didn't get out earlier, to undo the connections. We'll just put a little bit of red tape on as well to mark the positive on that. So the positive is this side, so it's the one closest. So if we just mark that cable up like so, so negative, positive to the PV, and then we can disconnect it. So that's the solar controller now disconnected. So we'll unscrew it now and move it to its new home. There we go, that's the screws removed and the solar controller removed too. So what we're going to do now is we're going to mount it somewhere around here. I'm going to just fix that cable there, make sure the other one is, so it'll sit on the back of here, nicely out the way. You can see it there, and then we'll get it wired up. So we'll fit one of these cable clamps now. See it there. Just hold that wire back out the way. And there we go, we fitted the controller, screwed it in with the 4 screws there, and also fixed this back with some cable clamps. Just going to put one on the negative as well. It's now done. So we've secured the negative, we've secured the positive, which is the feed to the inverter, just to keep them nice and tight. Just going to re-insulate that now. Disconnect the solar connection, which is this wire which had been poked through here, and then just pull that back through. And I've disconnected this which feeds to the reversing sensor's buzzer, and we can pull that back through as well. So we're now going to drill a hole in here. Just lift that up a bit, and I've just put a bit of card behind just to catch it when it goes. Perfect. So we're now going to wire it in, disconnect the negative here and disconnect the positive from here, and then rerun the wires round to the controller. So now I'm just going to solder these and that, and we'll do the negative in a moment, and then we can connect them into the solar controller and then mount it back up. Get this crimped up now. There we go, that's that fastened on there, and we'll just heat shrink now. And there we go, it's ready to mount onto there. I decided to mount it on this earth connection which is going into the inverter, as it was handy and it saved running wires all the way back round. So we'll just get a spanner now and tighten up the nut there, and then that's the earth connected. We've got the positive connected, and we've got the 2 feeds that go up to the solar panel. And what I've done is I've just put some heat shrink on, some red and some black, just to remind us which is positive and negative. We can see for the battery connectors in red and black which ones are positive and negative there. And there we go, that's tightened up nice and tight now. So that's us done. We just need to connect up the other end to the panel now. So that's the job finished, and the solar controller's moved. I've temporarily connected the wires there, but I'm going to tidy them up when I change the gland on the top from the white one to the dark one, just so it doesn't look like it doesn't stand out as much then. So I'm going to finish that on another day, because the sky's gone a little bit dark and I think it's going to rain, so not a good one to do with a hole in the roof, is it? So that's the job finished. That's the MPPT Victron Solar Controller moved from the cupboard at the top to underneath where it should be a lot cooler. Just got a little bit of a job to finish off, just to change the gland on the top from the white one to the dark one, just so it looks nicer, and I'm just waiting for some Sikaflex to actually finish that job off. I'll put that in another vlog. Thank you for watching. Hope you found this useful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!